and I'm gonna go down to the river.
Hello name nerds, my name is Patrick and welcome to Fun with First Names, where each week we look into the meaning, origin and some extra fun facts behind one specific first name. And this week we're looking into the first name of Jordan. But before we begin, I want to say a huge thank you to one Dominic Fraser Shaw. They became a patron in the most recent week. Thank you so much, Dominic. Patreon is the best way to help support Name Explain. If you love the channel, I know there are people out there who do, I think, maybe. If you're one of those people, consider donating on Patreon. $1, $2 a month helps out in a huge way. I know times are tough at the moment, but if you're paying all your bills, paying for food, doing all that, and get to the end of the month and still have a little bit of money left over, donate it to charity first, then buy yourself a nice treat, then maybe consider giving it to Patreon. Give it to Name Explain on Patreon if you want to. Patreon.com/Name Explain. Ad-free videos, exclusive content, and you get a chance to say what names get explained here on the channel. I think it's a pretty good deal. Link down below if you're interested. But anyway, on with today's name of Jordan. And Jordan is not a name that was actually initially attached to humans as a first name. This was a name that belonged to something else entirely initially. I'm sure you know that there's a country called Jordan. However, this country wasn't the first thing called Jordan either. The first thing to be called Jordan was the river within this country, the River Jordan, which the country was named after. And this river's name comes from the Hebrew word of yalad, meaning to flow down, which makes all the sense in the world really. That's what rivers do, they don't flow up all too often. Ever? Has a river ever flown upwards? Let me know if you know. I want to see that witchcraft. I want to be in on that. And while country names are known for becoming first names, Jordan actually became a first name not because of the country, but because of the river that flows through it, that flows downwards through it. That's why it has that name. This river has quite a lot of religious importance in Christianity. This was supposedly the river that Jesus himself was baptized in, so that's made it quite a big deal to say the least. Probably the most religious river, oh, I remember Sean Connery there.
Hello.
Probably the most religious river in the Christian world. And as we've established by now, in the world of Christianity, if anything is vaguely a little bit religious, it has quite a high chance of becoming a first name. That's something we've made more than clear here on Fun with First Name so far. Of course, the River Jordan is quite far away from main Europe, especially way back when. So when the Christian Crusades were going on, people who finally arrived at the River Jordan, this most holy of sites they'd only ever heard about, they actually bottled up the water from the River Jordan, took it back to Europe to christen and baptize their own kids in Europe so they could be baptized in the same waters as Jesus himself. And it was because of this, in honour of these most holy waters, as to how the name Jordan became a first name for humans as opposed to just a name for rivers or a country. It seems that initially Jordan was a popular male name, but in more recent years Jordan has become a popular female name too. It's pretty gender neutral at this stage. I think by and large, if you were to ask someone who they think, what they think about the name Jordan, you'll probably get a good 50-50 split of some seeing as a feminine name, some seeing as a masculine name. All names should be like that really. Just call people whatever you want to call them as long as they're happy being called that. It's not that hard. But yeah, that is how the name of a river became a first name. And it kind of got me thinking, are there any other river names that have become first names? What came to my mind first was the name Niles.
Niles!
Niles is a male given name, however the Nile is the name of the huge river in Egypt that goes a long way down Africa. The River Nile is quite a big deal. However, it doesn't actually seem that the River Nile gave us the name Niles. From what I could gather, the name Niles, the first name Niles, just comes from an alteration of the name Neil. Niles, just an adaptation of that. So unfortunately, this is a name that doesn't come from the river, but maybe it should do. Maybe we'll say it does. Fear not, however, as there actually is another river name that has become a first name, and it's a country name as well. You've heard of that big country of India? Kind of popular. Yeah, so India has become a popular first name for females, a popular female given first name. But the name India itself comes from the Indus River that runs through the country. So while I don't think people were naming kids after the river itself, they're more using the country's name, that is still a river name that has become a first name as well. We have at least 2 on the planet. There's probably some more I'm forgetting about. Let me know down below. And maybe there'll be some more in the future as well. Imagine a couple of years from now, little baby Thames or little baby Danube. I mean, Danube should be shortened to Dan. Like, hi, my name's Dan. Was that short for Daniel? No, short for Danube. My parents are very strange. They watch this weird guy on the internet talk about names and Now I'm called Danube. Sorry, future baby Danube. I'm to blame. Jordan is a pretty popular first name. In the USA, it's the 88th most popular boy's name. Here in the UK, it's the 220th most popular boy's name, so pretty darn popular. As a female name, however, Jordan is the 425th most popular girl's name in the USA, and it doesn't appear to be in the top 1,000 most popular girls' names in the UK, so definitely more popular as a boy's name, but it's getting there. Getting there. It might be on the way down, actually. Let me check my little graph. Yeah, it's kind of on the way down. Sorry about that. Famous Jordans include, of course, Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele is a director, one half of the comedy duo Key and Peele. I haven't seen much of their work, but they've got a really funny sketch about names with a supply teacher talking about names. I used a clip of it in the Aaron video, the Aaron video. He's really funny. I haven't actually watched any of his films, but his films are supposedly amazing. It's really bad of me. I need to watch them. It's just Nope. His newest film, Nope, has just come out. Go watch it if you want to. But in regards to famous female Jordans, here in the UK, the most famous female Jordan is actually called Katie Price, but for the longest time, she went under the name Jordan. She was a beauty model. Is she still a beauty model? She's just sort of like an influencer celebrity at the moment. She got a lot of slack back in the day because papers are awful, but she's a really interesting character. She did a really good documentary with her son Harvey Price on the BBC a year or so ago. Go check that out as well. But of course, Jordan is actually probably more commonly seen in celebrities as a last name. And of course, we have Michael Jordan, the big basketball Looney Tune man, and Michael B. Jordan, fun actor man. Lots of Jordans, so little time. But anyway, that's just about everything you need to have the name Jordan. But what are your thoughts on this name? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you know anyone with the name Jordan? Are you called Jordan yourself? Let me know down in the comments below. And of course, I just want to share some of the thoughts you guys had on last week's name of Tanya. Charles Pentrose said, as someone with a fondness for older folklore and an enjoyment, I'm not sure I'd want to give my child a name meaning Fairy Queen, as they were much more dangerous and I think interesting than the ones we see in cartoons and children's stories. Yeah, I think fairies were really mischievous back in old folklore. I need to look into it more myself. They have quite a long history. They're really popular in the Victorian times. Arthur Conan Doyle, the guy who wrote Sherlock Holmes, is all about logic and the real world. He believed in fairies. This guy who wrote so much about how things really happen and not to be fooled by mysterious things. He genuinely believed that fairies were real. Very strange, but very cool. Each to their own. You believe what you want to believe, I guess. As long as it's not hurting anyone. I don't think believing in fairies is hurting anyone. Dodo Birdie said, I had an aunt, great aunt actually, my grandfather's sister, actually named Fairy. She was a hateful and angry person. I'm guessing it's because her name was Fairy. How interesting, what a great first name, Fairy. I almost said furry. Once again, whatever you're into, but Fairy is a really interesting first name. Go for it, rock it. I'm sorry to hear your great aunt was a hateful old woman because of it, but that kind of relates to the old mythology of fairies as well. Maybe she was an actual old folklore fairy. Who knows? And Danang Dharmawan said, Tanya means ask in Indonesian. How cool is that? So this name is a verb. It's one of those many verb-based names. In Indonesian anyway, it's ask is a verb. Something you do, It's one of the many verb-based names. Oh, that was what it was. It's like a gorilla beating my chest. Very strange. Tanya is a verb. In Indonesian anyway. Cool stuff. Go suggest some names down in the comments below and I'll pick 3 of those to be put into a poll exclusively for my patrons to vote on. And then the winning name in that poll will be the name covered in the next Fun with First Names video. So if you enjoyed the channel, want to help support it, and have a say in what names get explained, please do consider supporting on Patreon. As I mentioned guys, Patreon is the best way to help support the channel. Patreon.com/nameexplain. I know times are tough right now, so I'm not expecting anyone, I never expect anyone to donate on Patreon, but if you feel you can and you want to, it'll be hugely appreciated. I'm on there. If you ever just want to send me a message on there, I can chat, not too often, but that's really mean. Yeah, I can't have deep conversations, but I can talk to people on there, say hi. It's just a fun place to be. I'm not really selling it that well, am I? Just go look at it for yourself. Just go do it. But anyway, that's more than enough for myself. Don't forget to go follow me on Instagram where I'm NameExplainYT. And don't forget to go join the Facebook group Friends of Name Explain, where you can chat with myself and many other name nerds. Okay guys, take care. I'm wearing a neckerchief because neckerchiefs are cool. I want to wear them more often. I'm sure you know that there is a country in, where is it? Middle East? I'm not even sure. I'm sure you know that there's, giggling there. And while countries have, what am I saying here? What am I saying here? I was like, wait, what am I saying? Well, what am I saying? And it's not appears to blur. Quite hunched today, I've realised. I should be higher up. Oh well, I've already filmed it now.